Welcome to Trail Shoes Reviewed. This is the Hoka Challenger 8 and it's had some upgrade to the midsole. So we now have 42mm in the rear foot, 34 in the forefoot, giving you an 8mm drop. So for those of you familiar with the Clifton series, you'll know that the Challenger is based off that. Now the Clifton is a road running version of this shoe, and it had a big change from the Clifton 9 to the Clifton 10 this year, where it also got a lot more stack on the foot and changed from a 5mm to an 8mm drop. So we're seeing the same thing here, however the cushioning does feel slightly different. So they're both CMEVA cushioning, but this is a little bit firmer, whereas the Clifton 10 became a lot bouncier and a lot softer. So it still maintains that firmness and that responsiveness that we saw on the Challenger 7. It's just a little bit more padding and protection under the foot. Now that does make the forefoot a little bit stiffer, but they have compensated for that by making a very aggressive forefoot rocker to what we saw on the previous model. Now that assists with the push-off phase of the gait cycle on flat terrain and moderately uphill, but as we get into steeper terrain or if we're going downhill, you don't see a huge effect of the forefoot rocker, but you may enjoy the benefit of the added stiffness in the shoe. Underneath the shoe, we don't have a Viva Mega Grip that we see in the Hoka Speedgoat 6, but we do have 4mm lugs, and they've made them more multi-directional. So that adds some extra elements of stability underfoot rather than the flatbeds that we saw underneath the Challenger 7. So it should be better on more moderate terrain, on some more muddy terrain. It's really dry over here, so we haven't had a chance to test it on them wet muddy trails, but once we get 40-50 miles into it, we should be able to let you know in another video of how it handles that sort of wet terrain. As we move up the shoe, we have some mild sidewalls on the inside and the outside of the shoe to try and provide elements of stability. A nice broad base of support with some sole flare, which is where the shoe comes out wider than where your foot sits in the shoe, to try and provide extra added elements of stability. So it's still a classic neutral shoe due to the extra stack in the shoe, despite having some stability features to it. Now it does have a little bit more space in the toe box than what we saw in the Challenger 7, but it's still a regular fit for most people, and it comes in a wide version as well. So true to size and length for me, it's got a nice padded tongue on top that's non-gusseted, and we've got lots of padding around the heel cup and a relatively stiff heel counter. Now a stiff heel counter wraps around your heel and tries to provide extra stability, controlling that pronation moment when you initiate contact with the ground. So overall, we've got an interesting update. I think some of you will like it. Those of you who like a road to trail shoe that like have extra padding and cushioning underneath your foot. So we're getting a little bit more closer to the Stinson 7 without that H-frame built into it. And those of you who enjoy the lighter Challenger 7 may be a bit upset about the changes in the shoe, as it now comes in around 287 grams instead of 250 grams that we saw in the Challenger 7. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you're interested in picking up the shoe, we've got a link for it in the description below. Buying through the link helps fund the channel without affecting the price that you pay. Otherwise, if you found the video interesting, just like and share and subscribing does make a massive difference to us, and thank you very much for watching.